everyone, this is me, Devashish, and with me is Shomik Chakraborty. We are live here from the Eden Gardens, and we are going to talk about KKR's all-important game against Rajasthan Royals on Sunday. Um, Due to technical reasons, obviously, Boria and others could not join this live broadcast, but we are here. Samita, first up, obviously, some good news from KKR camp with Ajinkya Rahane looking all set to play in that match against Rajasthan Royals on Sunday.
Yeah, I got the complete lowdown as far as Ajinkya Rahane's thing is concerned. He didn't have a split webbing actually. It was a cut. It was a cut. It was bandaged, but today that bandage was removed, and he is now just having that sticky plaster on. He was there at the KKR training session, and we can confirm he is fit to play on Sunday against Rajasthan Royals. If if there was a jeopardy as far as the strategy the taken was concerned, then KKR might have faced a captaincy dilemma. Given that Venkatesh Iyer is their designated vice captain, but Venkatesh Iyer, what we saw last match, he was subbed out. Uh, so in that case, Sunil Narain took over, and what Sunil Narain did as captain, that was probably the best captaincy we saw all season from KKR. So whether to hand over the reins to KKR, Sunil Narain in case of Rahane's absence, that was a call that KKR had to take. But Rahane is completely fit. So, I mean, there is absolutely no problem. And KKR, they are training at this moment in time. KKR, they are um, as far as the team selection is concerned, Anukul Roy had a very, very good game against Delhi Capitals in the last game. He bowled brilliantly. In fact, he was given the new ball, but given the nature of the Eden Gardens pitch, there might be one change.
Yeah, obviously, as far as Rahane is concerned, we did see him having that tape, as Shomika mentioned. Although he did not take part in the batting drills, he was saying having a long chat with Rinku Singh. Even trying his bat, means obviously trying a feel of the grip. But the good news is that the KKR captain will be available for that game against all important game against Rajasthan Royals, because as you know that KKR needs to win the remaining four matches to be in the play for to make it to the playoffs. And the best part, and it comes as a huge sigh of relief for Knight Riders, because their captain has been firing all cylinders at being the top scorer with 297 runs. Shomita, obviously, talking about the KKR mindset now, means obviously with the all important game against Delhi Capitals, winning the match by 14 runs, 4 out of 4. And there will be pressure. Yes, you will be pitted up against three opponents who I think will are not in the reckoning to make it to the playoffs. Rajasthan Royals, Chennai Super Kings, Sunrisers Hyderabad. Yes, technically they do have a chance if they go on to win the next 5 matches. Tonight we are playing against Gujarat Titans. But having said that, 4 out of 4. I mean, obviously they have the Knight Riders have to win all the remaining 4 matches. How tough and how tough will it be?
It's very tough to start with because the T20 game, you never know what will happen. Because see, if you look at the Gujarat Titans versus Rajasthan Royals match, Gujarat Titans were flying, but then came that innings from Vaibhav Suryavanshi, and that completely blew off Gujarat Titans. So from that point of view, it's a matter of one impact innings or one impact spell in T20 cricket. The next 3 matches for KKR are banana skin games. Like Rajasthan Royals and Chennai Super Kings are out. They have nothing to lose. So from that point of view, they will play unfettered. They have nothing to lose. They will play unfettered. Still, I expect KKR, given the side they have, I expect KKR to beat Rajasthan Royals and Chennai Super Kings. The third game, that is against Sunrisers Hyderabad, that is going to be a little tricky, given that you never know which Sunrisers Hyderabad will turn up. If the Sunrisers Hyderabad of 2024 vintage dancer, then Ravi said Abhishek Nair they can take the game away from their opponents in the first 70 overs. So from that point of view, that is a bigger challenge. But once again, there is no question of taking Rajasthan Royals and Chennai Super Kings lightly. As I have said, these two are banned. These three, in fact, are banned on the skin games. KKR in the past have done this in 2014 on a 9-game winning spree. In 2021, the second leg in UAE, the way they turn things around, KKR can do that. KKR can do that, but it is always very, very tough. I mean, the, there is very, very little margin for you.
Absolutely. Obviously, when you are at the Eden Gardens, there has to be talk about the wicket. And obviously, we and when the KKR team turned up today, the wicket was covered. We all know here in Calcutta last evening, it was raining cats and dogs. Means obviously there were thunderstorms, but the wicket was covered. But uh, and as the KKR team started training, means obviously the covers were removed, and Chandrakant Pandit, the head coach of the Night Riders, did have a look. Um, uh, uh, and then and moments later, Sujan Mukherjee, the Indian Gardens curator, Sujan Mukherjee was seen having a word with Wayne Bentley, the KKR manager. So obviously not much to talk about as far because it's going to be a similar kind of a wicket as has been the case
Exactly.
throughout the season.
Yeah, absolutely. And it is once again going to be a high scoring affair. Once again, it is going to be a high scoring affair. And that, in the sense, see what happened in India's last game against Delhi Capitals. That game also played on a very good Pukka pitch. When Fab du Plessis and Akshar Patel was going through that partnership, it felt like it was done and dusted. But then Sunil Nade came up with that magical spell, the 2 wicket over, the way he captained, kept one over for Varun Chakrabarti at the back end of the innings. That was sort of a glitch. I think KKR will draw inspiration from that, obviously, and the mood. I mean, we have seen how that win has helped change the mood. I mean, they are so jovial, light-hearted, banters. Everything. Before the KKR game, when KKR lost two on the speeds, everything was a bit taut in the field. So that that mood is gone. That what else? That claustrophobic atmosphere is gone. They are once again they have started to enjoy themselves, and that should augur well for the team.
Obviously, one would hope that that dressing room is a relaxed one because you need a relaxed dressing room because there will be immense pressure on the Night Riders to go on to win the next home game. But Samita, as far as the KKR batting order is concerned, do you reckon any changes in that batting order because none of the batters are fired? When you have the unit, the batting unit, who have not been amongst the top 20 except for their captain Ajinkya Rahane, featuring in that number 15th in that list. None of the matters in that KKR batting lineup has gone past 250. So is that a warning sign? And do you reckon that KKR will make some changes come the match against Rajasthan Royals on Sunday?
Um, as far as batting lineup is concerned, I don't see because Ramandala Gulbaz played very well in the last game and they had a very good opening stat also. 48 runs, I think, in 15 overs. So, as far as the batting is concerned, I don't see because if Rahane were not fit, in that case there would have been a change. But I expect KKR to bring in Heinrich Nokia in this game, especially because to neutralize someone like Vaibhav Suryavanshi. We have seen Vaibhav Suryavanshi against Gujarat Titans. What he got? He got the length deliveries, and he went hammer and tongs, and he took the Gujarat Titan bowlers to the cleaners. But Mumbai Indians yesterday completely figured him out. They never gave anything, uh, anything to Vaibhav Suryavanshi at Westland. Everything was around chest height. They were trampling in for him. That Heinrich Norke's extra pace and bounce will cramp Vaibhav Suryavanshi for me. And from that point of view, I think there should be one change, and Heinrich Norke should in place of in, in place of whoever it is. Whoever it is, they can drop Robman Powell or whatever. But Heinrich Nokia should play this game.
Yeah, but sometimes I have a gut feeling this Luknit Shishodia was seen having a long extended session in the nets. He went out in the to the nets. He was the first one to go out in the middle and had a knock. Is there any possibility of Luknit Shishodia perhaps making it into the 11?
I don't think so. I think he has been kept ready as a backup in case at the 11th hour, if Ajinkya Rahane says, as of now, we know he is going to play. But you never know. Over the next 2 days, if something happens, he is kept as a backup. But Lucas Sissodia, I don't think so because Ankush Sharma is playing very well. And he is rated very highly in the Premier. Even I was talking to the India insiders. What a very funny stories about Sunil Gandhi. Very funny stories. I'm going to write that. I'm going to write that maybe tomorrow morning. I'm going to write that on Sunil Gandhi. Um, so, and also, what another funny story is that Moin Ali fixed to the boys in YouTube.
Yes, everyone. When I was watching the team having a football session, everyone was calling Moin Bhai, Moin Bhai. So obviously, the most of the Hindi speaking boys in this group, they talk to Moin Ali. Only.
In Hindi and Urdu, basically, he is a becoming a boy, but given his roots, and he can speak fluent Urdu. So that is the reason why he communicates with his teammates, Indian teammates, in Hindi.
Shomita, let's take some quick comments. Chiku, he has a question. Manish Pandey should be in place of Venkatesh Iyer and Moin Ali in place of Robman Powell. Your thoughts?
Um, First of all, I hope this Chico is not Virat Kohli in disguise. But what is the question?
He has, in fact, it is not a question. He has suggested that Manish Pandey should be in place of Venkatesh Iyer and Moin Ali in place of Robman Powell.
Moin Ali, I don't think if Robman Powell is dropped, I think they will bring on Heinrich Nokia. And given the nature of the pitch, it will have bounce. Eden Gardens pitch has bounce. It will have bounce Heinrich Nokia and to target Vaibhav Suryavanshi. And the other change, Manish Pandey, I think he deserves a game. Then again, it is very difficult to drop someone who is your designated vice captain and the costliest buy at 23.75.
Novo Stars asks is as a comment, as a question, in fact, Shomita, you please take it. Any chance of Luknit Shishodia playing on Sunday?
I don't think so. He has been kept as a backup. He is being prepared as a backup. But unless there is an injury or something, I don't think Luknit Sisodia will play.
Chiku has another question. Moin Ali is an off spinner and Rajasthan Royals have left-handers at start. So do you reckon it will be a good move to Parag play Moin Ali?
Yes, that is one option. That is one option. But I think playing three spinners on this Garden pitch is a loss because you saw in the game against Gujarat Titans it didn't work, and even in the game against Punjab Kings, which eventually became a washout, the spinners struggled. So from that point of view, three spinners on this pitch is a luxury.
But who will be the four foreigners for you?
I think it should be Sunil Gandhi, obviously, Andre Russell, Rahman Al Gurbaz, and if you are asking for my choice, Andre Nokia.
Right. But I would rather love to see, yes, Ramanullah Gurbaz might, in all probability, might go, but I would love to see a Moin Ali in that playing 11. Given his all-round qualities, that will bolster the batting as well and also bring in more variety to that bowling attack. Obviously, you have someone like a Sunil Narine and Varun Chakravarti who single-handedly won that match against Delhi Capitals. It was their spell and also some smart captaincy from Sunil Narine, bringing himself in that 14th over and immediately striking, getting those 2 wickets of Akshar Patel and following it up with Preston Stubbs. And then the next over, he got rid of the fast replacement, and actually that changed the momentum. And then bringing on Varun Chakravarti in the 18th over, and then Varun also striking, getting 2 wickets. So I think one thing is established from it. If Sunil Narine and Varun Chakrabarti pick wickets get going for Knight Riders, they look a completely transformed team.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yes, yes. And see, Sunil Narine is he is probably, he's not, I will not even say probably, he is unarguably the greatest spinner in the history of the game. Absolutely, look at his contribution. And credit to Gautam Gambhir, who put his foot down during the 2012 auction and told Venki Mysore and the KKR management that I need that guy. The KKR management at that point of time were a bit skeptical because at that point of time, Sunil Narine was a mystery spinner. And we saw a lot of mystery spinners getting fizzled out like Ajantya Mandis and others. But Gautam Sakit Chosananaike. So, but Gautam Gambhir put his foot down. He said, no, I want this guy. I want, come what may. If you want to pick one foreigner, one player, you have to pick him. So that came from Gautam Gambhir, who was the captain at that point, at the time. And look how he is a bona fide IPL legend. He is a bona fide KKR legend. And he has got a very, very sharp cricketing brain. And don't be fooled by his unassuming exterior because behind the scenes, he is a bright and jolly good fellow.
But talking about another KKR legend, Andre Russell, he has definitely not fired as far as the batting is concerned, scoring only 72 runs in 10 games. That is not something that KKR would have hoped from Andre Russell. Means obviously, he played an all-round role in that last edition of IPL, scoring those 222 runs and picking 19 wickets. Yes, and so what do you make out of Andre Russell from that?
See, Andre Russell, yes, he was not scoring runs. Initially, his batting order was not right. He was coming far too low down the order. But over the last couple of games, he's been promoted up the order. And all we know, even when he was going through a series lead patch, he was watching his songs. He was coming to trainings an hour before the scheduled practice session, going to the indoor nets, then coming to the ground. And we saw some signs of improvement in the last year. I think he scored around 70, but he struck the ball very, very well. So that was a very positive sign.
If I may add to what Sumit just said, today also during the practice, Andy Russell turned up in the middle. He was the first one to go out and have a knock, have a knock in the middle before others turned up. So that shows the commitment. Obviously, um, there is no sort of the effort. Means he is putting in a lot of effort, but obviously runs are not coming, and that's a warning sign for the Knight Riders. So, Mita, let's take some few questions. Obviously, there are quite a few. Obviously, Novo Stars, he is a regular viewer of us. He is saying, is Ajinkya Rahane fit to play on Sunday?
Yes, he is fit to play on Sunday. That is the news from the KKR camp that he is fit to play on Sunday. Whatever the issues, the cut he had, it has healed and he is fit to play.
Sarvanan, he has a question, Shomita. Venki Iyer told something like he wants to play aggressively without force or success. Where is this game played? Then he is like Naam Bare Darshan Chote. If you can't score, you should shut your mouth.
Um, I don't know. I'm not too sure about this analogy comparing Venki Iyer with Bhagavan Dada and Albela, but but see, I think he is looking a bit muddled in thought process because the way he got out in the last game, against Akshar Patel, that shot was not on. Akshar Patel is someone who doesn't turn the ball. He was sliding that away from the right and left hander, the bowler, and that wild swipe across the line. That shot was not on against a bowler like Akshar Patel, who doesn't turn the ball. I think he is as because he's not scoring runs, he's a bit low on confidence, and he's trying a little too hard, and that is making things even worse.
Shomita, Sarvanan has another comment. What he has told after scoring some runs after SRH. Acha, He said this after scoring some runs against SRE. That was the only score from Venkatas Iyer in the. RN has a comment: is KKR and Punjab being on odd points advantage? That's a very good moment.
Yeah,
You reckon that washout might have done a bit of favor for both
like
Punjab and
like Vaibhav said, one is always better than having. I mean, one is better than zero.
yes.
So from that point of view, maybe I think that the race would be very tight for the field. Very tight. We expect Mumbai Indians, Royal Challengers Bangalore, Gujarat Titans, these three teams. I personally, I expect them to be there. Three teams into the playoffs. The fourth spot would be a very keen contest between Punjab Kings, KKR,
Delhi Capitals.
and Delhi Capitals. These three teams. So that would be, I think, fourth spot is going to be very tight. And from that point of view, that one that 1 point from that one show might tell.
And also, you should also keep in mind Lucknow Super Giants. They also have a fair chance. Obviously,
Yes.
it's getting heated up. Obviously, we are just about in the business end of this tournament. But Shobita, Chiku has another. He is.
Now I'm
Okay.
convinced this is Virat Kohli in disguise.
He has Devashita. KKR have very good chance for playoffs. Next four games are not tough for them. Also have one extra point. But Chiku, obviously, it will be very tough in the last two games, especially against Sunrisers Hyderabad and Royal Challengers Bengaluru. I think, yes, as far as Rajasthan Royals and Chennai Super Kings are concerned, I do reckon that they might win those two games. But when it comes to Sunrisers Hyderabad and RCB, I think they will have to play out of their teams to get full points.
Now I have a question for you, Devashish. That is, given that Rajasthan Royals are out of the reckoning, how much turnout are you expecting for Sunday?
I expect a good turnout because that's a afternoon match. That's a 3:30 p.m. start. So I am expecting a very decent turnout because there
Also, it's a Sunday,
also it's a Sunday and people will come to watch Vaibhav Suryavanshi.
right?
More than coming to watch KKR, they will watch the boy wonder who took the IPL by storm. Obviously, that 100 is scored, but it was a great leveler. Obviously, getting out without scoring that came in Mumbai Indians. But Sumita, what are your thoughts on Vaibhav Suryavanshi?
He has a long way to go. Yesterday, as it turned out, this game is great level. This teenager, see, he has fight. I mean, if you look at his hand coordination, back swing, picking the length early, all is fine. But obviously, at his age, he is still a work in progress, which is totally expected. He is fantastic talent. He is in very good hands under Rahul Dravid. Because when you are under Rahul Dravid, not only will you develop as a cricketer, you develop as a human being. You become a well-rounded individual. If you can pick up the lessons from the master, from the legend, and Rahul Dravid is a great mentor. The way he also shaped the Indian under 19 boys, including Shubman Gill, who is the contender to take over India's captaincy reins in the near future across formats, maybe. So, from that point of view, he is in very good hands. Um, Once again, he is work in progress. That innings, people will always go back to that innings 35 ball 100. Fantastic innings. We should keep our hat to that. But once again, you have to keep in mind that that innings was a fluke. It doesn't happen every day. It was one of kind. And going ahead, he'll have more failures than successes. How he deals with that will shape his career.
We have some news. Obviously Rajdeep Singh. He says that big breaking news: Srishant suspended for giving a wrong statement on Sanju Samson for not being selected. Any idea? Means obviously we are in. We have to find out. But is it the case? Means what do you make out of this of such a comment?
I don't know the background. Is it about where? I mean, not been selected where? For the Kerala team, for the Indian
I
team?
am not too sure. I'm not too sure, but Rajiv, we have to find out because we don't know exactly what was the context of the comment. But Ripon Ghosh says, in fact, he asks, how will the pitch be on Sunday?
You are the best person to answer.
Obviously, it looks the same, similar Eden Gardens trip as has been the case throughout the season. There will be runs for taking, but at the same side, it will be on the slower side. The ball will stop and come, obviously, and so I think definitely whoever bats fast, they need to bat well and post a big total. They need to bat out the opposition because chasing won't be that easy, as has been the case. You are not Sumita.
Absolutely, absolutely. But then again, expect a high scoring affair. England's pitches have been excellent as far as in terms of T20 cricket. People come to T20 matches to see batsmen scoring runs. It's the batsman's game at the end of the day. If you want to, uh, if you are someone who wants a balance between bat and ball, it's better to go and watch Test cricket because there that gives you a fair contest between bat and ball. But T20 cricket, the shortest format of the game, the instant food, that is about that is about scoring runs, hitting big sixes, stuff like that, 100-meter sixes, and spectators love that. So from that point of view, Eden Gardens pitches have been excellent throughout the season, and not only this season. I mean, ever since Shujanta took over. So from that, since 2014, Eden Gardens pitches have been very, very good.
But to be fair, means we are not taking a stand for anyone. I mean, obviously,
No, no, we are just
bottom,
giving our
bottom
fair
line is
assessment.
bottom line is KKR needs to play well, and that they have not been consistent this season. Means obviously, if you look back at last season, they have been brilliant, means winning 5 out of 7 games here at the same venue, but that has not been the case. So we want to hope that they turn it around against Rajasthan Royals and Chennai Super Kings. Sumita, before we end up, we are very close to ending up this live broadcast. What do you reckon? Talking about the bowlers, obviously we did speak about Sunil Narine, Varun Chakravarti, Moeen Ali. What about the fast bowler? Vaibhav Varuna, means using him in the power play. Has it? And obviously, him picking up those 12 wickets. Um, is it what do you reckon about the fast bowling unit of this PKR
I
side?
think Vaibhav Arora is KKR's best fast bowler this season. The way he is using the new ball, he is getting movement, he is getting zip of the pitch. He is KKR's best fast bowler. Rakshit Rana have in bowled well in matches. He is not that consistent because after last season we expected something better from him. But last season was it was a case of Harshit Rana coming of age, and we expected, and that took him to the Indian team also. He has bowled well in matches, but I personally expected better from him. And I think KKR, Ajinkya Rahane, has been under bowling umbrella. Whenever he has bowled, he has, I mean, contributed to the cause. He has bowled well, but uh, very seldom. I don't think he hasn't completed his quota of 4 overs in any of the games, even when the other bowlers lick runs. So from that point of view, I think Amber Russell has been underbowled and he should bowl. I mean, he should complete his quota of overs.
Well, Sumita, just we'll take a quick question on from Sarvanan. Another possibility is instead of Rockman Powell, continue Ramandeep and bring Nokia or Spencer and strengthen pace attack. Vaibhav and Harshit are leaking runs. Your thoughts?
No, I would say, I mean, see, in T20 cricket, bowlers will make runs. It is not like that. T20 cricket has changed. If someone is going under 10 runs and over, then he is, as far as Saga 2025 is concerned, he's doing a decent job. It is not about Jasprit Bumrah only who are at 5 or 6 runs per over. Not everyone can do that. And that's why he's Jasprit Bumrah, right? So you don't judge other pace bowlers on Jasprit Bumrah scale. He is different, he's a genius. But normally, normally, if a bowler is going under 10 runs per over in modern T20 cricket, that's pretty decent.
On that note, we will have to end this broadcast here. It was a pleasure taking your questions from the viewers. Ramita, thank you very much, and keep watching this space to get all the updates throughout our coverage from IPL. And keep watching the reports and do subscribe to our channel. Until then, this is me, Devasis. With me, Shomit Chakraborty from Eden Gardens. Keep watching that
And
space.
I always enjoy Devashish's company. It's been a pleasure.